and welcome to part 2 of the Stretch and Tone Pilates session. We're going to continue now with much more work for the abdominals. We finished off with that with our hip rolls, but now we're going to really work into the abdominals with a leg exercise sequence. And we're going to start off with climb a tree prep. So I want you to first of all bring yourself back down onto the mat. Make sure you have plenty of room for your legs to stretch out in front of you, and some room around you for your arms to move. And that's just for one of the last exercises where we are going to add in some arm circles if you would like to. So first thing I want you to do is to come into climb a tree prep. So we start off with a neutral pelvis and a neutral spine. So finding your good alignment through the body. There's a little bit of space between your feet and your knees. The arms initially relaxing to your sides, and again head cushion support if you need it. We'll bring the right leg into a knee fold position, and we're going to hold onto the back of the thigh with your hands. The knee is right above the hip, and in terms of holding the leg, it's a really loose grip. I don't want you to constantly hold the leg, and when you try to straighten your leg, your arms won't let the leg move. So let the hands loosen as the leg straightens. So we'll take a breath, flex your right foot, take a breath in, and as you breathe out, straighten the leg slightly forwards, mostly upwards, and then breathe in to bend the knee. Breathe out as you stretch, breathe in as you bend. And we're thinking of lengthening through the back of the leg, through those hamstring muscles. And we're also mobilizing gently into the hips and the knees, but you will notice, or hopefully you can feel in your own bodies, that the pelvis, the spine will stay in a neutral position as you do this. Let's do 2 more to this right leg. And let the foot rest into the mat, and we'll swap to the left side. Flexing the left foot, loosely holding the back of the leg, relaxing the rest of the body for a moment, and then engaging the abdominals. We breathe out to straighten the left leg, breathe in to bend. So this exercise is called climb a tree prep. And when I was doing my training, I had no idea why they called it climb a tree prep. But as I've done more training, I've realized. And we are going to come into the next stage of the exercise, climb a tree. So let's finish this last one on the left side. And then rest the left foot back onto the mat. So now imagine that your thigh, your leg, is your tree trunk, and we're going to literally climb up the back of the leg. So what we're going to do here, actually just before we get started, those of you with osteoporosis, or those of you who really feel strain in your neck as you do curl-up exercises, what I'd like you to do instead is grab a really thick, substantial head cushion and rest your heads onto that cushion instead. And then rather than coming up with the spine and with your head, you're going to keep your head and your spine resting onto the mat, and then do as much of the leg work as you can. So this will be the case for all of the next few exercises. Those of us who are able to curl up, you can leave the cushion behind your head, but let's first of all bring the right leg back into a knee fold position. And again, you could flex the foot. So the hands will come onto the back of the thigh. We're going to nod the chin towards your chest, lift your head, and roll your shoulders forwards. And as you do, straighten the leg. So the leg straightens as much as you can, and now I want you to climb up the back of the leg. So you literally walk your hands up the back of the leg, reaching towards the ankle, and then you walk your hands back down and rest your head to the floor. Now you could keep that left knee bent, but actually with the legs straight you have a really nice sense of opposition, and it gives you something to press down to as you climb up. So we'll do that again. We nod the chin to the chest, lift the head, roll up through the spine, climb up the back of the leg, try and keep weight into the left heel, breathe in at the top and breathe out as you come down. So let's do 2 more. When you are climbing up the leg, just be aware that you don't don't look up to the ankle, rather I want you to look down to the tummy. Draw the tummy in towards your spine and release all the way back down. You can bend the right knee, stretch it out along the mat or keep it bent. The left leg comes up into a knee fold and we'll do 4 climber trees up the left leg. So we straighten the leg as we curl up and we climb up the back of the left leg. Breathing in at the top, breathing out as you walk down. You should feel a good hamstring stretch along the back of that thigh as you climb higher and higher. 2 more to go. And one last one. And then come back, rest your head, bend the left knee, bend the right knee, release through the pelvis and the spine, let the arms relax and then gently roll your head and your neck from side to side. Let go of any tension in the body. So let's now take this into what we call the series of 5. So these are 5 leg exercises that really work on strengthening the abdominals. Again, we're working with the head and the neck in curl-ups. So if you do struggle with a few of the options, I'll give you the option to keep the hands behind the head if you need to. We're going to start with single leg stretch stage 3. So first of all, the legs come into double knee fold, one at a time. Feet together, knees apart, so you feel lovely width between the knees. Grab hold of the tops of the knees with each of your hands, or you could take the hands behind your head and bring yourself into a curl up in that way. Now you could keep your hands here and stretch your right leg forward, pull the left one towards you, stretch the left leg forward, pull the right one towards you. Or you're going to use your arms much more actively. So you're holding onto the tops of the knees, you're pulling yourself into a curl up, and you stretch the right leg forward, then the left one. So one leg is pulled towards your body with your arms, the other leg is stretching forwards away from you. Breathing in for one, breathing out for one. Again, you're looking down to the tummy or down to the pelvis. You're drawing the tummy towards your spine. Make this your last one to each leg. Finish in a double knee fold, roll back down through your spine. You could rest your feet, rest your head, roll your head gently from side to side. Let go of any tension in the neck. Let's now come into the next phase, which is double leg stretch. So again, you could keep your hands behind your head. I'll show you that option. The more challenging option to really work the lower and upper abdominals is to add in the arm circles. So let's start off with another double knee fold position. So legs come up one at a time, feet together, knees apart, and let's all take the hands behind the head to begin with. So we're coming into that curl up. So here we could keep the hands behind the head again. You're lifting your shoulders away from the mat, looking down to the pelvis. As you breathe in, you straighten the legs. As you breathe out, you bend the legs. Breathe in to straighten, breathe out to bend. Now keep those heels glued together all the time. The knees come together, the knees go apart. Let's finish that last one, and then let's hold on to the knees, those of us who want more challenge. So you're pulling the knees towards the body. As you breathe in, arms float to the ceiling. Circle your arms, bend your knees. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's do 3 more. Remember, you could keep your hands behind your head if you need to. Last one. And then rest your heads, your feet, your arms, and roll your head gently from side to side. Again, just letting go of tension in the body. Good. Okay, next. Single leg lowers or straight leg lowers. So let's come back into a double knee fold position, one at a time. This time you could keep your feet and your knees together, and we're going to take the hands behind the head again and come into a curl up. So again, you could keep your hands where they are, both legs straighten, one leg goes down, the other leg stays up, and you swap. Other leg goes down as the other one stays up. So you could hold on to the leg, one leg goes down and lift, one leg goes down and lift. Personally, I find it easier to hold the legs than to keep my hands behind the head, because actually the leg is almost keeping my upper body lifted away from the mat. Remember to pull the tummy towards your spine, look down towards the pelvis or the tummy. Make this your last one to the left, and then bend your knees, rest the head, release the lower back if you need to. Some little hugs, feet come down, arms down, and roll the head from side to side. Good, we have got two to go. Next are double leg lowers. So this is much more challenging for the abdominals because we're working with long levers, so two straight legs, and this time both legs move together and lift together. So I would keep the movement quite small, particularly if you feel this in the lower back. You could keep your knees slightly bent, they don't have to be fully straight, and just listen to your body. It's really important that you look after the lower back as you do this. So what we're going to start off with is another double knee fold position. So bring your legs up one at a time when you're ready. Let's take the hands behind the head and come into a curl up. Now we're going to all keep the hands behind the head, so the fingers are interlaced, your neck is as relaxed as possible, the shoulders are visible out of the corner of your eyes, and both legs straighten towards the ceiling as much as they can. You're looking down to the tummy, both legs go slightly downwards and pull back up. Breathe in as they lower, breathe out as they lift. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. We'll do two more. Try to keep the upper body as lifted and as still as you can. And then bend your knees. Oh my goodness, that's a killer. Feet come down as and when you need to. Gently roll your head from side to side, releasing the neck. And we're going to finish off with our crisscross. So crisscross is a combination of an oblique twist of the upper body and your single leg stretch for the legs, the first of the 5 that we started with. So for this one, again, we keep the hands behind the head, support the neck, and again we start off in a double knee fold. So when you're ready, bring your legs up one at a time, feet together, knees apart, hands come behind your head. We're going to come into your curl up, looking down the body. Now as you straighten your left leg, you're going to twist your upper body to the right. Then you straighten your right leg, twist your upper body to the left. So your shoulder, your elbow are coming towards your bending leg, and your other leg is stretching away from you. Again, you're breathing in for one, breathing out for one. Make sure your pelvis is staying really still. Make this your last one to each side. Rest your head, your arms, your legs. Release the lower back if you want to. I lied, this is the killer. We feel this just below the breastbone where those muscles, those oblique muscles, cross the body from the armpit across to the opposite hip. So let's maybe give ourselves a nice big stretch out, and legs go out in front of us, resting on the mat. Arms reach out behind us, and then breathe into the tummy muscles. Really nice, deep, full, big breaths. 2 more of those. And let your arms rest anywhere on the floor. Relax your legs. Gently roll your head from side to side. And that is the toning section of the exercise done, more or less. Certainly not as much work into the abdominals anymore. We're going to finish off with part 3 on the other side of this. So goodbye for now. See you then.